come into a comfortable cross-legged position to begin. And perhaps you can join me in pulling the flesh of your buttocks back behind your sit bones. And then you can maybe just feel how the sit bones are more connected to the earth. Maybe closing the eyes to better sense what's happening in the body as opposed to in the room. And let go of your belly. So let the front of your belly just fall open. Let the floor of your belly release down. Just relax. And you can feel the breath coming into the softening belly. And we can start to intentionally lengthen the inhale so that it fills the whole belly. And then slowly exhale. And full breath in. And slow breath out. And then we'll start to take more breath in. So after we fill the belly, we can bring breath up into the ribs. And then slow, long release, relaxing as you exhale. First filling the belly, then the ribs. And then we'll complete our 3-part breath, breathing into the belly, breathing into the ribs, and breathing all the way up into the chest. Maybe feeling the collarbones rising or widening as you complete that in-breath. Slow, long release, relaxing into the out-breath. And then we'll practice a cooling breath, curling the tongue. So you're going to stick the tongue out a little bit and then curl the sides of the tongue up to make a U shape. And not everybody is physiologically capable of doing this. So if you're not, you'll just make like a whistle shape with your lips. And if you're able to curl the tongue, you're going to inhale through the curled tongue and then exhale through the nose. So you can pull the tongue back in, or if you can keep the tongue out but control the breath so that it comes out through the nose, you can do that. And if you're doing the whistle, you just keep the whistle shape. And also exhale out through the nose. And you can do this throughout your day, on days like this that are hot. You're welcome to come back to it during the class at any time if you're feeling too hot. But for now, we're gonna come back to regular nose breathing, bringing the tongue back in the mouth. And we're gonna inhale and reach the arms up and look up. And exhale and fold forward. And then inhale all the way up. Stretching long, reaching up with the eyes. Exhaling over. Just continuing at your own pace. Up and down. And the next time you come over your legs, stay there. Drop your elbows, drop your head, draw your belly toward your spine. Breathe in the same 3-part breath. And then you'll see that the belly and the ribs and the chest won't be able to take the breath in the same way as when we're sitting upright. And so you can just see where the body breathes, where the 3-part breath is experienced. And then with each exhale, you can try to let go a little bit more. See if the hands feel like they're holding on at all. If there's any efforting in the hands, just relax the hands. Let the elbows be heavy. So you're not holding yourself up at all. Spread the breath wide into the body and long up the body. See if you can fill as much space as you can. So really pay attention to the space that's being filled by the inhale. And keep the inhale going and keep feeling how you're filling up more and more space. So we're going to do a lot of long holds today. That's appropriate for hot days to do more of a restorative class, more of a yin class. Also, the joints are nice and lubricated from the heat, so we can take advantage of that. Spend a little extra time really releasing all of the blockages in the body, letting the breath and the postures really open up all those energy channels, the meridians in the body. And then on your next inhale, you can roll up, reaching up again. Exhaling the arms down. Connecting to the breath, even in the stillness. Noticing how the legs are crossed, which one's in front or on top. And then release the legs, shake them out. And then cross them the other way. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the left. Inhaling up, exhaling to the right. And just flowing like this, like a weed, just blowing in the wind. Seaweed swishing around in the ocean. Nice and soft and fluid. The next time you come to the left, stay there. And then drop the left elbow, let the left shoulder come away from the ear. Sink yourself over. And then push away from you into your left hand to sink the right sit bone. And then if you can, roll your gaze up. Feel the right ribs peeling up toward the sky. Reach out of the right hand, sinking down into the right sit bone. And then breathe all the way up that whole side. Feel the inhale expanding from within. Exhale, relaxing down. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, surrendering. So sometimes when we stay in positions for a long time, it gets easier the longer we stay. And sometimes it gets harder. So just see if you can be present to whatever's happening, keeping your steady, slow breath as your focus. And then on your next inhale, lift up, reach the arms up. Exhale, coming down to the right. Dropping the right elbow, right shoulder comes down. Left arm reaches out. And then press into the right hand, sinking that left sit bone down. Breathing into that long stretch from the buttock to the fingers. Gazing up, rolling the ribs up, opening the side and opening it even more with your breath. And then on your next inhale, lift up, reach up, and exhale, fold forward. And again, we're going to drop the elbows, relax the head, pull the belly in as you exhale all the air out. Feel the last bits of air releasing and see if you can
also release the body more. Spread the breath wide and long into the space that can breathe here. Where's the lowest place in your body that you can feel the breath? And where's the highest? Keep your mind coming back to the breath. And then on your next inhale, slowly roll up, reach the arms up. And exhale, release down. Finding that very next inhale right away, filling and emptying. And then moving with your breath onto hands and knees. Coming into a table posture. The hands are right under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. The back is flat. And then we'll move through cat and cow. Tilting the tailbone up, letting the belly dip down as we start the breath in the belly and rolling the breath up into the chest as we reach the eyes up. And then exhaling, rounding, tucking the tailbone, tucking the head. Starting the movement at the base of the spine and then slowly rippling it up to the top of the head. So it's not one movement that starts in the center. It's a gradual movement from bottom to top. We're practicing articulating each vertebra. And one more. And then back to neutral spine, flat back. And then we'll bring the left elbow down, coming onto the forearm. Slide the right arm forward, coming into a half puppy pose, sinking the chest, relaxing the head, letting the back body drop toward the front body. Okay, now lift your head. Extend your right leg back with the toes curled under. And then just reach that right hand over to the left. And press back to the right heel. Extend out as long as you can through the right side. You can let your head rest on your left arm. And then if you want, you can also step your right foot over to the left a little bit more. So you really feel like your body is arching. And then you return the right knee to the ground. Bring the right hand in. Press into it to lift up. And we'll do the other side. So starting by just placing the right elbow and forearm down under your chest and sliding the left arm forward and sinking the chest, sinking the back ribs, sinking the spine, your head relaxing down. The arm is straight, the elbow is off the ground, stretching deep into that shoulder. Maybe pulling back a little bit with the hips. Every exhale, letting the back body drop toward the floor. And then lift your head, straighten your left leg back with the toes curled under, and then bring that left arm over to the right side. And then if you can, if your balance permits, if you want, you can also put that left leg over to the right side so your body is really curved like a sickle, reaching out long through the fingers of the left hand. You can relax your head and rest it on your right arm. Let the breath try to find the distance between the foot and the fingers. And then return the knee, bring the hand in, press yourself up onto all fours. And we'll come into the full puppy pose, keeping your hips over your knees and walking the arms forward, sinking the chest, maybe resting on the forehead, or if you can go deeper on the chin or deeper still on the cheek, collapsing the chest down, breathing all the way in and all the way out, really relaxing into that exhale, letting yourself sink. We'll be here for a while. If you're on one cheek, turn to the other one. If you're on one cheek, come center. And then bring the hands in. And then press your buttocks back to your feet. Fold over in child's pose. Letting the arms come alongside the body if the forehead can touch the ground. Or bringing the hands under the forehead to support it if it doesn't. Really letting the shoulders melt over the thighs. Letting the upper body really rest on the legs. And then send the arms overhead. Lift the buttocks off the heels. Hands shoulder width apart. Curl the toes under. Take a breath in. Spread the fingers wide. And then exhale. Lift the knees. Keep the knees bent. And press forward through the hands. Letting your chest come toward your bent knees. Pull the shoulders down your back. And then press the left heel down. Keep sinking the body toward the right thigh with the right knee bent. And then push forward into the hands, feeling yourself lengthening back through your hips and down into that left heel. And then press the inner left ankle toward the outer left ankle, enhancing your arch. And with your next inhale, look forward and step your right foot up to the outside of your right hand. And then let your hips sink down. Take weight in your left hand and bring your right hand to your right knee and press away from you. It's okay if the inner edge of the foot lifts up off the ground. And then at the same time, keep letting the left hip flexor sink down, but press back through the left heel so that left leg is straight. Maybe take your gaze up. If this is too challenging, the back knee can always come to the ground. And then bring the hand down. Lift your hips and the right leg back. Bend both knees. Press forward through the hands. Bring your ribs toward your thighs. Roll the shoulders down your back. And then press your right heel down. Keeping the left knee bent. Keep sinking toward it. And then press forward into your fingers, feeling your hips lengthen away from your hands. And then sink down with that right heel even more. Press the inner right ankle toward the outer right ankle. Hold and breathe. And then look forward, inhale, and step your left foot up to the outside of your left hand, sinking your hips down as low as your hips can go with that leg still straight. And then take weight in your right hand, bring your left hand to your inner left thigh and press away from you, rolling onto the outer edge of that foot. And then sink down with the right hip as low as you'll go without bending the knee, pressing back through the right heel, taking your gaze up. Bring the hand back to the ground, step your left foot back, bend both knees, press forward with both hands, lengthening back through the sit bones, sink down through the spine, and then straighten both legs. Roll the shoulders down the back. Keep the weight pressing forward into the fingers, shifting weight back into the heels, pressing thighs back. Breathe belly, ribs, chest. And then walk the feet up to the hands. Bend the knees, lift and bring your hands onto your thighs. And then inhale and look up, arching the back. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. Keep going. On your next exhale, round and roll yourself all the way up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Have the palms forward. And then push down into your feet. Lift up through your heart, through your fingertips. And then exhale, send your hips forward, your hands back and your eyes back, coming into a standing backward bend. With each inhale, lifting your heart center. With each exhale, dropping back. On your next inhale, lift yourself up. And then exhale, fold forward all the way down with straight legs. Push down through the feet, lift up through the thighs, lift up through the creases at the tops of the thighs. When you exhale, pull your navel in and up. Relax your head down. You can do one of the more active hand postures, tucking hands under feet, bringing hands behind the leg, maybe taking hands to opposite elbows or just letting the arms hang, whatever feels right to you. But really let the legs be active. Keep the feet pushing down and the sit bones and hips lifting up. Scooping the belly in and out as you exhale. And if you're using your arms, release them. Soften your knees, tuck your chin, roll yourself up. Reach the arms up, inhale. Bring the palms together, bend the elbows, bring your thumbs to your upper back. Stretching your triceps, inhale, reaching up through the elbows. Exhale, sliding down with the thumbs. And inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, release down. Finding that next in-breath right away without losing the thread, even when the body's still. The breath, the rhythm of the breath remains. We'll lift the toes and spread them wide and lower them back down. And then bend the knees like you're sitting in an invisible chair behind you. And then shift your weight so that you're really feeling your weight in your left foot. Inhale the arms out to the side. Exhale the right arm under the left, bringing the backs of the hands toward each other. If you're able to wrap the hands around each other, go ahead and do that. And then inhale deeply across your upper back. And then exhale, lift your elbows, pull your shoulders down. You can rest your hands on your forehead if that's available. And then keeping that nice deep bend in the left knee, take your gaze past your arms to a spot in front of you. Keep your awareness on your breath, even though your eyes are open. And then when you're ready, lift your right leg, fold it over your left leg. And if you can hook the foot behind your calf, go ahead and do that. The more you sit down in it, the easier that is. If you feel yourself falling, just push your hands in the opposite direction of where you're falling. If your mind is focused and steady on your breath, your body is more likely to be focused and steady. If you fall out of the pose physically, don't fall out mentally or visually. And release. Come back to standing. Feel your body relaxing. Your feet connecting to the earth. Your mind centered on your breath. We'll bend the knees and shift the weight into the right foot. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, left arm under the right. Backs of the hands toward each other, to each other if possible, around each other if possible. Inhale wide into the upper back, bringing the elbows forward. And then exhale, lift the elbows, pull the shoulders down. Gazing past your hands at one spot. Focusing on your breath, steady and slow. When you're ready, lift the left leg over the right. Hook the foot behind if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Sitting nice and low, breathing deep and slow. And again, if you feel like you're going to fall, just press your hands in the opposite way. And release out. And shake the body out. Beautiful. And come back to stillness, maybe feeling the effects of the shaking and the energy of your body. Then step the feet a little wider apart, having the toes face out, the heels in. So we're not in a big full wide stance. We're just in a little bit wider than hip width. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, hands together at the heart as we bend the knees and come down into a squat. Bringing the thumbs to the sternum if you can. If you want to be able to push your legs even wider, you can bring your fist to your hand or fist to fist. And really drop down to the tailbone, lift up through the heart. See if the breath can spread into the stretch. And then release the hands down, release the buttocks down, bring the legs around in front. Then we'll slowly come onto our backs. Keeping the knees bent. And then lift the feet off the ground, straighten the legs, and send them out to the side, bringing your hands to your inner thighs or your outer thighs. Try to straighten your legs, flex your feet, and then push out through your heels as strongly as you can. And then bring the legs in, bending the knees. And we're going to come into a shoulder stand. If you're pregnant or even if you're in your cycle and you'd rather not reverse the flow by being upside down, then you can just put your hands under your buttocks and lift your legs up. The rest of us who are going to come into shoulder stand, also if your neck doesn't like
shoulder stand, you don't have to do it. Or for any reason you don't want to do it, you can always modify. But if you're coming into shoulder stand, we're going to rock lengthwise on the spine, getting momentum, and then moving the hands from the knees to the hips, walking the hands down the spine toward the floor, lifting the legs, rolling the shoulders under you, getting the elbows as close together as possible, lifting the tailbone toward the feet, reaching the feet toward the sky. Try to have weight on your shoulders so much that there isn't any on your neck. In theory, if you're doing this right, it's not a compromise to your neck. And then bend the knees and bring them toward your forehead. And then slowly lay your spine down. And we'll have the hands under the buttocks when we come down. You can slowly lower the legs down if you like, or just bring them down if you don't want to engage your abs in that way. Keeping the hands under the small of the back, right above the tailbone. So once the legs come down, we're going to bend the knees out to the side and bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to push into the elbows to lift the chest, lift the chin, and drop onto the back of the head. Those of you who can and want can release your hands out from under your buttocks and wrap them around your ankles and push into the hands or elbows to lift your heart. Really taking advantage of the openness of the belly and breathing into it. And then release hands if you have the legs. And release your head, coming to lay back down. Beautiful. Lift your knees, pull them into your chest, lift your forehead to your knees, curl yourself up into a ball, forehead lifting. And then lay your head back down, keeping your knees in. Send your arms out to the side. And then drop your knees toward your left elbow. Turn your head to the right. And if your right leg doesn't rest down on your left one, you can use your left hand to help release it. Sink into the left hip, relaxing into the ground. And then on an inhale, lift the right leg up and over to the other side. Exhale, left leg over, aiming the knees for the right elbow.
And again, if that left leg doesn't rest on the right leg, you can use your hand to help guide it. Turn your head to the left. Exhale and sink down into the ground. Feel that right hip releasing, body letting go. The breath finding its way up to that left shoulder, relaxing the shoulder down as you exhale. And then lift the left knee up to center, lift the right knee up to center, hug the knees into the chest, neutralize your head, and then release the feet down. Lift your hips, tuck them under, release your legs, shake them out. If you're using an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes now. And we'll all let the arms rest out away from the body with the palms up. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out. Release the weight of the body into the ground. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Releasing the jaw, letting the lips slightly part. And then inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Releasing any activity in the mind. Bringing the mind into stillness by focusing on the breath. And then releasing the breath so that you're not trying to breathe, you're just letting breath happen. So your mind is on the breath, not to control it or to evaluate it, but just to accompany it, just to be interested. This is how this breath feels. And this one. And when you see that the mind has wandered, no big deal. The mind does that. Just come back to the breath again. And try to stay there as long as you can. Deeply relaxed. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go.
Breathe into your heart. Move the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock gently from side to side, feeling the ground, massaging your back. Come center, bringing the soles of the feet together, the palms together. Rub hand to hand and foot to foot. Roll onto your side. Rest your head on your underside arm. Rest your body on the ground. Rest your mind in the feeling of this moment. Whatever's here, thoughts, emotions, sensations, energy, just be present for it. And then slowly make your way up, back to sitting. Sinking down into your sit bones, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure to practice with you again.